agent James Williams. How can I help you?
Yeah, I wanted to get more info.
Of course, James Williams has the large catalog of properties to show people interested in getting more info. Could I get your name, please? Could I have your email address to send you the information?
Yeah, it's james@james.com.
Okay, and before sending you the info, would you like to join the free newsletter of James Williams, where he sends updates every week?
Yeah, of course, why not? I wanted to buy a property.
Transferring the call now.
Hey there. I wanted to buy a property. What you have just seen is a completely AI voice agent for real estate agents built from scratch that I built for you guys during this video. It's gonna be a really different video as normally because I'm gonna show things that I don't normally show, as for example me writing a prompt or doing some settings that I don't normally include in the video because it's gonna be a little bit long if I include it. So today you have a full packed of value video to learn how to build an AI voice agent from scratch, as it was me building a normal one for a client. Yeah, let's get started and let's go into the build. So guys, here we are in Vapi. This is the software that we are gonna be using. Today, as it's gonna be a guide from scratch, we're gonna do it full in depth. You will see also how I create my prompt for the assistant and everything, but you will see other things that in other videos you don't normally see. So we're gonna firstly click on try for free to enter our account. There you go. And here we are inside my Vapi account. Let's click on platform. Let's go here into assistant, and I'm gonna call it AI real estate scratch. So let's click on black template, create the assistant. I'm gonna change my camera, and from here we are gonna set up the settings. So I always like to leave it in OpenAI. It's true that Anthropic sometimes it gives a good performance, but we are gonna leave it in OpenAI. Module, I used to use 3.5 turbo, but I'm gonna leave it in 4.0 mini. Temperature, we are gonna leave it in 0.2. Max tokens, probably we're gonna leave it in 250. Detect emotion, we don't want this. Transcriber, well, first of all, click on publish. Transcriber, let's go with English and Dick brand. Nova 2 is okay. Voice, I don't like Cartesia, as you probably know. Let's go with 11 labs. Sarah, we can leave it with Sarah. Publish again. Background sound, I don't like it a lot, so we're gonna take it off. Functions, today we will be using tools, and today we are also gonna combine the 411 phone number and the tools. So we're gonna create a tool for people that want to just be sent some data of the real estate agent, and then we're gonna set up the forward phone number for people that want to buy or sell the property to have it managed by the real estate agent. So here just put your number, the one that you want to be forwarded. Finally, let's come back to advanced, because if we want the calls to be transferred, we will have to put transfer destination request. And I think that with that is okay. Exactly. Just click now in publish, and let's go to create the function. We will have to come into tools, new tool. When creating a new tool, we have to put here the server URL that we are gonna take from make. So let's go to make.com. There you go. Let's go with login, and inside here, there we go. We are gonna click on create a new scenario. Inside new scenario, we're gonna name it scratch real estate, and we are gonna get a webhook here. I'm gonna add a new one, and I'm gonna put scratch real estate YouTube video. We take it to here to click on save, and here we have it. We're gonna copy it, take it here, and place it here. We don't need the server URL secret token, so we're gonna save it. Let's click on next. Here we have to put the property names. Inside the properties names, we're gonna put name, which is gonna be the name of the user. And we're gonna example max. We're gonna save it. Then we're gonna create a new one, which is gonna be budget, because when the user asks for info, we want to know the budget to send him properties that are for his budget. So we're gonna put the budget, and we're gonna put here the budget of the user. Example, and we are put $1 million. We can leave it instead of a string with a number. Click save. Then we are gonna also add the Gmail of the user. This is not always the best option to use the email. It's normally better to use the SMS because sometimes it gives a bit problems with the Gmail, as sometimes the voice agent doesn't understand exactly. I'm gonna put example james@james.com. The last one will be newsletter. And why? Because we are gonna use this function to determine if the user wants or not to be added to the newsletter of the real estate agent. Whether the user wants to be added to the newsletter of the real estate agent. Just output yes or no. Example output yes. And we click on save. And with this we will be finished with the properties. For now, name, we are gonna call it real estate scratch, and describe the tool, the information required, and the description will be the information required for the real estate agent to provide the info that the user wanted. For properties to collect, let's put name. Was the second was budget, Gmail, and yes or no. And let's put here newsletter. As we put it. Let's click on create. There we have it. Here we have the function, and from this we'll go basically back to the assistant to put the tool inside here. Functions tool, and now I'm gonna create the prompt. So now we will go back into May. Once we've come here back into our assistant, our webhook that we already set up, our job now is gonna get this info inside the webhook. How are we gonna do that? We are gonna click here to talk with the assistant and to get all the data through the webhook. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start talking with the assistant. After clicking inside here, to talk with the assistant, I've added this final note. You can add it, but I've come here and we already have the webhook and the info already determined. This scenario is gonna be in case of the user wants to get more info, so we are gonna put as in the case as if we had 3 different catalogs for different budgets. So our first step will be to add a flow control here into our router. We'll add another one, and here we will go with first. Let's go with condition and label. It's gonna be less than $500,000. So let's put less 500k, and we're gonna go to the condition. We're gonna go to the tool calls, function, arguments. We're gonna go with the budget, and it's gonna be less in terms of numbers, less than 200. We're gonna put it like this, and there you go. We're gonna click on OK. We're gonna put between, here is gonna be between 500k and 2 million, for example. So let's go with tool calls, function, arguments, budget. We're gonna add another and. So it's gonna be the budget. We're gonna put it like less than 2 million, and we're gonna put it here the same inside arguments budget, but we're gonna put greater than numerical operators greater than 500k. And finally we will go here with more than 2 million, more 2m, and we will go with the tool calls, function, arguments, budget, and here let's go to numeric operators. Where is it? We're gonna put greater or equal to 2 million. We should actually put also here less than or equal to, and there you go. Now we are gonna be configuring its path. So first of all, what are we gonna do? We have to create a Google Sheet in which we are gonna include all the data. Now let's go directly to Google Sheets. Here we are. So now we're gonna come here into create a new one, and we're gonna change it to real estate scratch. We're gonna create in total 4 sheets, one for the group of less than 500k, another for the group of between 500k and 2 mil, and finally one more of more than 2 mil. So let's go with the first one. This is gonna be the less than 500k. We're gonna add exactly the data that we have extracted. We need also the budget, and we're gonna add if the user wants the newsletter. I didn't say it, but the fourth one is gonna be of the newsletter. There you go. And we are gonna add 3 more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna copy this, and we are gonna take it into here. There you go. And there you go. And here we're gonna change it to less than 500k. Here we're gonna change it to between 500k and 2 mil, and here we're gonna put greater than 2 mil. Finally, this one we will call it newsletter, in which inside the newsletter we're gonna put the name and the email. There you go. Now we will come here back to make, and we are gonna put the Google Sheets at a row. There you go. We're gonna select our file, real estate scratch. Where is it? There you go. We're gonna select the sheet name as we're in the root of less than 500k. We're gonna put 500k. Name, we're gonna include here the tool calls, function, arguments, name. Here the Gmail, here the budget, and here the yes or no of the newsletter. Click on OK, and we're gonna do exactly the same here. So we're gonna come here into at a row. Again, select the file, and now we're gonna do exactly the same in the other sheet name between 500k and 2 mil. Name, Gmail, budget, newsletter. And well, I could show you this one, but it's gonna be exactly the same with the other sheet. We're gonna continue the path with Gmail. Here we're gonna send an email. Go with 2, and here we're gonna choose the tool calls, function, type, arguments. We're going with the Gmail. We're gonna add here the Gmail, and in the subject we are gonna put here you have the info of James Williams. And in the content we are gonna write hey with the name here, comma, here you have the info you requested. James Williams. In this case, adapted for your budget of, and here we're gonna put the budget, 2 dots and link of catalog. Here you will put yours. Let's click on OK, and we're gonna do exactly the same. I'm just gonna clone it. There you go, and we're gonna put it exactly the same here and here. There you go. So now we are gonna put the filter to all the people that have said yes to the newsletter. We are gonna include them into the Google Sheets of the newsletter, and we are also gonna send them an email informing them that they have been inserted inside the newsletter. Also, among this one, we are gonna send to everyone. So let's go with Google Sheets. Let's go here with add a row. We are gonna go to our file of real estate scratch. Now we're gonna go to the newsletter, and here we're gonna include the name, tool calls, function, arguments, name, and the Gmail. Click OK. But now the filter is gonna be really important. We're gonna put it like yes n, and we're just gonna leave it like this: tool calls, function, arguments, newsletter equal to yes. And if not, it's gonna stop at here. And click OK. Finally, we will send another Gmail. Send an email to the same recipient. There you hear tool calls, function, arguments, Gmail. Subject: you have been added to the newsletter of James Williams. And here we put this message: congrats, the name, you have been added to the newsletter of James Williams and will receive free will information about these properties. Now we will click on OK, and next step will be basically to clone this and take it this to here. We are gonna have to repeat the label as the same with tool calls, function, arguments, newsletter equal to yes, and the Gmail can be copied as well, and repeat exactly the same. Here DSN, here tool calls, function, arguments, newsletter, yes, and we're gonna click and clone. There you go. And with this, the scenario will be finished. Now it's the turn of testing this agent. Let's go into it. So what we are gonna do is basically test this assistant. We're gonna test the part of the getting information, as you've seen in the intro, how the transfer call works. So we're just gonna try the scenario. I've opened my Gmail here and the Google Sheet. So let's gonna test this scenario. Let's click on run once and let's call the number. There you go.
Hey there, this is the assistant of the real estate agent James Williams. How can I help you?
Yeah, I wanted to get more info about the properties of James.
Of course. James Williams has a large catalog of properties to show people interested in getting more info. Could I get your name, please?
Yeah, it's Diego.
Great, Diego. Could you please tell me the budget you have available for the investment you are considering?
Yeah, it's $1 million.
I see, Diego. Could I have your email address so I can send you the information?
Yeah, it's the house of the chill music at gmail.com.
Thank you, Diego. Before I send you the info, would you like to join the free newsletter of James Williams where he sends updates every week?
Yeah, of course, why not? Please.
Thanks a lot, Diego. James will really appreciate it. You will receive the information shortly. Have a great day.
You too. Bye. There you go. As you can see, the scenario has been executed. And now if we come here into the Google Sheets, we are gonna find my information here. These were other tests I did, but as you can see here, this is what the one was that worked. We have the budget, my name, that I was gonna be inside the newsletter, and the Gmail. Also, we have later here the 2 Gmails that we received. We have first this one of the info. Here you have the info of James Williams, and here we should add the link of the catalog, of course. And finally, we have this one with the news of that we have been added to the newsletter of James Williams, to just know and clarify that we are already in the newsletter. And this way you are gonna be able to send 2 emails at the same time. We are also gonna be here in the newsletter. There you go, with the name and the email to be there. These were other 2 tests I was doing before the final test. And yeah, that's all. As you can see, this is the scenario on how it works. I hope you have learned how to build this really complete AI voice agent from scratch. So guys, this has been all for the video. I hope you've enjoyed, as you've learned how to build from scratch a complete and really valuable AI voice agent for real estate agents. As I told you, we will probably be doing with different niches this type of videos of building from scratch, and let me know if you really like them and other types of videos you would like. Yeah, that's all. Again, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.